Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Informal terms for a difficult situation. A dense crowd of people. Deliberate radiation or reflection of electromagnetic energy for the purpose of disrupting enemy use of electronic devices or systems. Block passage through. Press tightly together or cram. Interfere with or prevent the reception of signals. Crush or bruise. Jam a toe. Crowd or pack to capacity. The theater was jam-packed. Get stuck and immobilized. The mechanism jammed. Preserve of crushed fruit. Push down forcibly. The driver jammed the brake pedal to the floor. A determination of the place where something is. He got a good fix on the target. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He got into a terrible fix. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. Put something somewhere, firmly. Fix your eyes on this spot. Make infertile. Decide upon or fix definitely. Fix the variables. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. I was fixing to leave town after I paid the hotel bill. Take vengeance on or get even. That'll fix him good. The act of putting something in working order again. Prepare for eating by applying heat. Fix breakfast for the guests, please. Cause to be firmly attached. She fixed her gaze on the man. Make fixed, stable or stationary. Let's fix the picture to the frame. An exemption granted after influence, e.g., money, is brought to bear. Collusion resulted in tax fixes for gamblers. Influence an event or its outcome by illegal means. Fix a race. Kill, preserve, and harden tissue in order to prepare for microscopic study. Set or place definitely. Let's fix the date for the party. Something craved, especially an intravenous injection of a narcotic drug. She needed a fix of chocolate. Informal terms for a difficult situation. One playing period, from tee to green, on a golf course. He played 18 holes. Hit the ball into the hole. Informal terms for the mouth. A depression hollowed out of solid matter. A fault. He shot holes in my argument. An opening deliberately made in or through something. An opening into or through something. An unoccupied space. Make holes in. Informal terms for a difficult situation. Informal terms for a difficult situation. A state of confusion and disorderliness. The house was a mess. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Make a mess of or create disorder in. He messed up his room. A large, military dining room where service personnel eat or relax. A meal eaten in a mess hall by service personnel. Eat in a mess hall. Soft semi-liquid food. A mess of porridge. Make into a puddle. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He made a muddle of his marriage. Mix up or confuse. He muddled the issues. A confused multitude of things. Informal terms for a difficult situation. Preserve in a pickling liquid. Vegetables, especially cucumbers, preserved in brine or vinegar. Temporary love of an adolescent. Come down on or keep down by unjust use of one's authority. Come out better in a competition, race, or conflict. A dense crowd of people. To compress with violence, out of natural shape or condition. Crush an aluminum can. Make ineffective. The act of crushing. Leather that has had its grain pattern accentuated. Humiliate or depress completely. She was crushed by his refusal of her invitation. Crush or bruise. Become injured, broken, or distorted by pressure. The plastic bottle crushed against the wall. Break into small pieces. The car crushed the toy. A dense crowd of people. To be oppressive or burdensome. Something pressed on his mind. The print media responsible for gathering and publishing news in the form of newspapers or magazines. The act of pressing, the exertion of pressure. He gave the button a press. Make strenuous pushing movements during birth to expel the baby. The state of demanding notice or attention. The press of business matters. A tall piece of furniture that provides storage space for clothes, has a door and rails or hooks for hanging clothes. A machine used for printing. Lift weights. This guy can press 300 pounds. Force or impel in an indicated direction. Squeeze or press together. She compressed her lips. A weight lift in which the barbell is lifted to shoulder height and then smoothly lifted overhead. Press and smooth with a heated iron. Press your shirts. Exert oneself continuously, vigorously, or obtrusively to gain an end or engage in a crusade for a certain cause or person. Be an advocate for. Press from a plastic. Press a record. Any machine that exerts pressure to form or shape or cut materials or extract liquids or compress solids. Ask for or request earnestly. Be urgent. This is a pressing problem. Clamp to prevent wooden rackets from warping when not in use. Create by pressing. Crowd closely. The crowds pressed along the street. Exert pressure or force to or upon. He pressed down on the boards. Place between two surfaces and apply weight or pressure. Pressed flowers. Deliberate radiation or reflection of electromagnetic energy for the purpose of disrupting enemy use of electronic devices or systems. Deliberate radiation or reflection of electromagnetic energy for the purpose of disrupting enemy use of electronic devices or systems. An obstruction in a pipe or tube. We had to call a plumber to clear out the blockage in the drainpipe. The act of obstructing or deflecting someone's movements. A platform from which an auctioneer sells. They put their paintings on the block. A three-dimensional shape with 6 square or rectangular sides. Prohibit the conversion or use of assets. An inability to remember or think of something you normally can do, often caused by emotional tension. I knew his name perfectly well, but I had a temporary block. Stop from happening or developing. Be unable to remember. You are blocking the name of your first wife. Block passage through. A simple machine consisting of a wheel with a groove in which a rope can run to change the direction or point of application of a force applied to the rope. Render unsuitable for passage. Block the way. Shut out from view or get in the way so as to hide from sight. The thick curtain blocked the action on the stage. Interfere with or prevent the reception of signals. Block the signals emitted by this station. Obstruct. Her arteries are blocked. A metal casting containing the cylinders and cooling ducts of an engine. The engine had to be replaced because the block was cracked. A rectangular area in a city surrounded by streets and usually containing several buildings. He lives in the next block. Impede the movement of an opponent or a ball. Block an attack. Hinder or prevent the progress or accomplishment of. His brother blocked him at every turn. A number or quantity of related things dealt with as a unit. He reserved a large block of seats. A solid piece of something, usually having flat rectangular sides. The pyramids were built with large stone blocks. Computer science. A sector or group of sectors that function as the smallest data unit permitted. Since blocks are often defined as a single sector, the terms block and sector are sometimes used interchangeably. Housing in a large building that is divided into separate units. There is a block of classrooms in the West Wing. Interrupt the normal function of by means of anesthesia. Block a nerve. Run on a block system. Block trains. Shape by using a block. Block a garment. Shape into a block or blocks. Block the graphs so one can see the results clearly. Stamp or emboss a title or design on a book with a block. Block the book cover. Support, secure, or raise with a block. Block a plate for printing. Cease to operate or cause to cease operating. Close up the shop. Refuse to talk or stop talking. Fall silent. Block passage through. Very close. Without my reading glasses I can hardly see things close up. Unite or bring into contact or bring together the edges of. Close up an umbrella. Be a hindrance or obstacle to. Block passage through. Block passage through. Obstruct the path. Shut out from view or get in the way so as to hide from sight. The trees obstruct my view of the mountains. Hinder or prevent the progress or accomplishment of. Block passage through. Block passage through. A loose affiliation of gangsters in charge of organized criminal activities. Press tightly together or cram. An association of criminals. A disorderly crowd of people. Press down tightly. A cream that cleanses and tones the skin. An exclusive circle of people with a common purpose. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She packs a gun when she goes into the mountains. Hike with a backpack. Every summer they are backpacking in the Rockies. Compress into a wad. Press tightly together or cram. The crowd packed the auditorium. An association of criminals. A pack of thieves. A large indefinite number. Load with a pack. Have the property of being packable or of compacting easily. Such odd-shaped items do not pack well. A bundle, especially one carried on the back. A complete collection of similar things. A convenient package or parcel, as of cigarettes or film. A group of hunting animals. Arrange in a container. Pack the books into the boxes. A sheet or blanket, either dry or wet, to wrap around the body for its therapeutic effect. Carry, as on one's back. Fill to capacity. This singer always packs the concert halls. Seal with packing. Pack the faucet. Set up a committee or legislative body with one's own supporters so as to influence the outcome. Pack a jury. Treat the body or any part of it by wrapping it, as with blankets or sheets, and applying compresses to it, or stuffing it to provide cover, containment, or therapy, or to absorb blood. The nurse packed gauze in the wound. The yarn, as in a rug or velvet or corduroy, that stands up from the weave. For uniform color and texture, tailors cut velvet with the pile running the same direction. A large sum of money, especially as pay or profit. Arrange in stacks. Fine soft dense hair, as the fine short hair of cattle or deer or the wool of sheep or the undercoat of certain dogs. A column of wood or steel or concrete that is driven into the ground to provide support for a structure. Often followed by a large number or amount or extent. A collection of objects laid on top of each other. Press tightly together or cram. A nuclear reactor that uses controlled nuclear fission to generate energy. Battery consisting of voltaic cells arranged in series, the earliest electric battery devised by Volta. Place or lay as if in a pile. The teacher piled work on the students until the parents protested. A large gathering of people. Press tightly together or cram. Crowd or pack to capacity. Study intensively, as before an exam. Crowd or pack to capacity. Prepare, students, hastily for an impending exam. Put something somewhere so that the space is completely filled. Cram books into the suitcase. Crowd or pack to capacity. The theater was jam-packed. Force into or from an action or state, either physically or metaphorically. She rammed her mind into focus. The first sign of the zodiac which the sun enters at the vernal equinox. The sun is in this sign from about March 21st to April 19th. Crowd or pack to capacity. Undergo damage or destruction on impact. The most common computer memory which can be used by programs to perform necessary tasks while the computer is on. An integrated circuit memory chip allows information to be stored or accessed in any order, and all storage locations are equally accessible. Uncastrated adult male sheep. Astrology. A person who is born while the sun is in Aries. Strike or drive against with a heavy impact. Ram the gate with a sledgehammer. A tool for driving or forcing something by impact. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. A wad of money. Compress into a wad. Wad paper into the box. Crowd or pack to capacity. A wad of something chewable as tobacco. A small mass of soft material. He used a wad of cotton to wipe the counter. The quality of being difficult. They agreed about the difficulty of the climb. An effort that is inconvenient. Had difficulty walking. A condition or state of affairs almost beyond one's ability to deal with and requiring great effort to bear or overcome. A factor causing trouble in achieving a positive result or tending to produce a negative result. An informal body of friends. He still hangs out with the same crowd. To gather together in large numbers. Men in straw boaters and waxed mustaches crowded the veranda. Cuz to herd, drive, or crowd together. Approach a certain age or speed. A large number of things or people considered together. A crowd of insects assembled around the flowers. Fill or occupy to the point of overflowing. The students crowded the auditorium. Electronic warfare undertaken to prevent or reduce an enemy's effective use of the electromagnetic spectrum. Electronic warfare undertaken to prevent or reduce an enemy's effective use of the electromagnetic spectrum. Be a hindrance or obstacle to. Put at a disadvantage. The brace I have to wear is hindering my movements. Hinder or prevent the progress or accomplishment of. Located at or near the back of an animal. The hinder part of a carcass.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.